Alright, you guys, what's going on? I wanted to make a video today, kind of, I guess, showing you the cheapest way to get into RGB lighting. I see so many ads between Facebook and Instagram and even, Snapchat and stuff like that sometimes of these companies, they'll show you like a cool bedroom or something that has, some kind of lighting. I'm trying to find like an example, but, some crazy lighting like this stuff up here. And usually it'll say stuff like, a one-time offer, or a big sale, or 50% off today only. And now, granted, these are pretty cheap when I just Googled them, but a lot of these ads I see on Facebook, the stuff will be, 40, 50, 60, $70, and it doesn't even come with everything you need. So I kind of want to make like a r.g.b for dummies kind of video. So here's the thing. This stuff is mistakenly called r.g.b. And that might be the new standard, to be honest with you. But r.g.b is a little bit different. r.g.b used to be, let's see, something like this right here, where each strip is a different color. Like, it can do all colors, but every LED is the same color at the same time. So you have all red, all green, all blue, all pink, all white, stuff like that. Whereas one like this, you can see this is the same strip, but it's showing multiple colors. That is called an addressable LED. And they're digital. Whereas this kind, each LED chip has 3 little colors in it. Like, I guess to dumb it down a little bit, there's a red, a green, and a blue chip, r.g.b, hence the name r.g.b. With those 3 colors, it can make, just about any color, including white. So each one of those gets a different level of power, essentially, which is how it makes the color. But with that being said, that is how it works, and it can only be one solid color. You can't have, green and then red and then yellow, like strobing through. Like, you can have just each color individually. Addressable is digital. Basically, it's sending like a computer signal, again, lack of a better term, to each single LED chip that you see right there. So each one of these can be a different color. So you can have, red, green, blue, yellow, orange, purple, pink, or have it like scrolling through different colors and like chasing each other and stuff like that. That is way cooler in my opinion. That's the one you want. Just regular r.g.b, that's dead. That's old technology already. So what you really want to search for, if you want to get technical, is a r.g.b, which is addressable r.g.b. So I'm going to show you a really cheap way to get into it. Most of it is waterproof as well, so you'd be safe, if you put it like around your shower, like, the liner or something, wherever you want to put it, even outside. We had, for a couple years, we actually had a strip on the front of our house, and it was cool because, depending on the season or the holiday, we could change it and, show colors for that holiday. But ours was actually just r.g.b, so it was all one color. So I'm actually looking into getting a kit to, basically go the perimeter of the front of my house again. But where I shop, of course, is Amazon. And what I'm going to show you is just what you search for. So go to Amazon and just do like r.g.b light strip. Whoops, I spelled that wrong. r.g.b light strip. Sorry, I've got the microphone in front of my keyboard and I can't see it. So you'll see that, this looks confusing. For the average person who doesn't know about this stuff, you're like, well, what's this? This one has 2 rolls, and what's all this stuff? This one's got different looking things. This one's got, looks even cheaper, but it's more expensive. This one's got a big black box. This one's got a phone with it. So you've got 3 options, essentially, of how you control it. So when I say control it, I'm talking about the little remote here and the controller. I call this a control box or the hub. This is what the LED strip plugs into, and this is what basically powers it and tells it what color to be. So you have IR, which is going to have a remote like this. It might be a black one, it might be a bigger one or a smaller one, but it's going to have something like this right here. And it's IR, which means infrared. So what that means is, you see this little black piece right here? That's like the remote sensor. This has to have a line of sight with the front of this remote. Just think of like your TV when you adjust the volume. You have to, pretty much aim the remote at the TV. If you go in the other room or you have the remote under the, blanket or something, it's not going to work. The second one, and that's fine, it's usually no big deal because you can hide the box and then have this little thing like peeking out somewhere. So that's no big deal. If that's all you can find, that's all you can find. The second kind is RF, which is a radio frequency, which again is going to look like this. And this remote just basically wirelessly communicates with that receiver box. So you don't have to be in the same room. Granted, you don't have a lot of range with it, but usually 20, 30 feet, even through a wall. But you do not have to be aiming at this box, which is really, really nice. And that also means a lot of times we've had ones in the past before where like the volume button on my TV, on the IR ones, the volume button on my TV would actually make the lights like flicker or, change whatever kind of lighting pattern they're going in. So RF is my personal favorite because you still get the remote. So you got a dedicated remote. Sometimes they even look like this. Sometimes they look nicer, but obviously you see the price difference. So RF is like wireless and you don't have to have a line of sight. That is my favorite. The third one is Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is sometimes they're going to have remote. Sometimes they're going to have like buttons on the little control box, which means you have to see that somewhere. Or they don't have that, but it's Wi-Fi controlled, which means there's an app or Bluetooth. Let me rephrase that. Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, I guess, would be the third and fourth. But they're essentially the same. So this little box is either going to broadcast a Bluetooth signal or a Wi-Fi signal. And you download an app on your phone, and you have to be within range to connect via Bluetooth or Wi-Fi to that. Now, it's really cool because it's going to be more customizable in terms of like what you can go do with the lights, the patterns and stuff you can do. The apps are usually really, really, really low quality. Like, you look at this one, you're like, okay, $34, and it's, Wi-Fi. And, okay, so this one would connect to your home Wi-Fi because this one's controlled with Alexa and Google Home. So that's another option if you do go with a Wi-Fi one. Make sure it works with Google and Alexa Home, or Google Home and Alexa, because that means it connects to your home Wi-Fi versus just like a network that you connect to on your phone. So when you're on your home Wi-Fi, you can control it anywhere in the house. So that's one I might consider, but read the app reviews because a lot of these have awesome features, but you can't use the app because it just absolutely sucks, for lack of a better term. So I usually go with the RF one. That is my personal favorite. So this is IR, so I wouldn't get that one. You can, though. You definitely can. It is no big deal. You're not really going to notice anything other than you just have to make sure, like if you got it in a cabinet or under your bed or something, just make sure that you can get a visual line of sight for the remote with that little sensor. So like I said, type in r.g.b light strip, and then now you know the controls. So you've got Wi-Fi, you've got IR, you've got RF, and you've got Bluetooth. Any of those are perfectly fine. It's just a matter of personal preference with that. You're not going to get really more features aside from the Wi-Fi. You'll get, if you have an Alexa or Google Home, you can say, hey, turn the lights on, but I don't know if anybody actually uses them for that. I just use my Google Home to essentially talk to my TV and tell it to turn on and off and stuff like that. But yeah, that's personal preference. The next thing is you are going to see a lot of these kits that seem to only come with the light strips. And I'm on my computer. Usually I do this on my phone, so the results are vastly different for some reason. But let's see, let's click this one right here because, oh, nope, I see it. Okay, it comes with it. So basically what you're going to want, you're going to need a power source because these don't just, have a plug on them. The lights plug into this plugs into the wall via this. So you want all of this stuff. You can buy, a lot of people end up mistakenly just buying the lights right here, and it doesn't have this stuff. So they think they got a great deal, but now they got to buy all this stuff separate, and they end up spending way more money. But you can buy just a light strip. If you already have this, if you already have any of this stuff with one light strip, you can always buy extra light strips and add on to it, which is why they sell the individual light strips. But So basically now you're just essentially looking at reviews, because 9 times out of 10 the reviews are pretty spot on. There are companies that do pay people or give people free products in exchange for a 5-star review, but you can always tell because the reviews seem really fake. Like, be like, I bought these lights for my house and I love them so much. They're perfect. Everything works great. And there'll be a picture, and it'll usually just be something really generic like that. You want to find the ones that aren't perfectly 5 stars usually. You know, like you'll have a couple people like, hey, look, I bought these. They sucked. Or, you know, I bought these. They're not as bright as I thought they'd be, or something like that. You know, where there's true, honest reviews, because those people didn't get it for free. They bought it. So I actually already bought a pair. So I bought this set right here. It's $26. It comes with your remote. So here's what it comes with. It comes with the lights. It comes with clips. So this is another thing we need to talk about, the way you mount these. But anyway, so I've got the remote, which is a really basic one. These are actually really small. I like them because with me, I essentially turn these on or off. I'm not really sitting there messing with them. I just like the color fade function, like, you know, scrolling through all the colors. You got a little power supply, and then you've got the way it mounts. So most of these have like a double-sided sticky tape on the back of them that sucks really bad. You'll stick them up, and no matter how good you prep, within a week they usually start sagging down. So you'll have, you know, a line that's going like this, and then you'll have a spot that droops down, and it stretches too when it droops. So even if you fix it, now you're going to have a little kink of extra lights. It's really annoying. So I really do recommend having some double-sided tape, or these right here. So these are like good for mounting it to a wall or a desk or anything like that. And it's a little screw. You can get them with nails too, but these are dirt cheap. Just put LED strip mounts, and that basically holds them together. So yeah, you can see right here a little bit better. And that basically holds it, you know, however you want it, wherever you want it. That's going to hold it for sure. They do include tape, but of course, like I said, read the reviews, because a lot of this tape sucks, and there's really no way around that. If you get the crappy kind, your really only option, if you're not doing these, is to buy some actual 3M double-sided tape, which is going to cost you a few bucks, but it's going to ensure that these things stay up. Like, I've put these on my cars. I put them in the interiors. I've got them on my slingshot on the bottom. I always use the 3M stuff, and I never have any problem with it falling off. So here's a just generic, you know, readout of what the remote does. And also, if you can, hopefully they have a picture of the lights lit up showing one strip being multiple colors. Because if not, like if all these are, you know, red or all white or all green, chances are it's just an old school r.g.b. Like that would almost confuse me and make me think, okay, this is a old r.g.b, not the NeoPixel or Neon Pixel as they call them here, or the addressable, you know, yada yada yada. Also, you'll notice the addressable ones have 3 wires. So you've got a power, you've got a ground, and a data wire. The old style has 4 wires. You've got a 1 power, and then a ground for blue, a ground for red, and a ground for green. And that's how it works. It's all, you know, controlled by power, where this is just a little microchip that transmits through the data wire and tells them what to light up as. All right, you guys, lightning fast. Boom. So, here's the kit we got. So, here's the one we got. Now, most of these you will find come in just a really cheap, janky kind of setup, but hey, it works, so. This one's a little bit different. Normally they come with the sticky stuff on them, so this comes with it separate, which is kind of cool. I actually like that because this stuff is garbage anyways, so when I use my own, it'll actually work way better. Okay, so here you got your little connectors. These just like if you want to like hard mount it somewhere like your desk or a wall or something like that. So then you've got your power source. And again, this is going to kind of vary. Sometimes you're going to get one like this where, you know, you've got the big brick into this, and then other times you're going to get one where it's like just a regular AC plug that goes into like a brick for like a something looks like a laptop charger and then comes out as this. I actually like these better because they're just smaller. Plus, if you need to extend these wires, it's super easy. You can just snip these and extend them however long you want. Got your basic remote. Don't ever forget to take that thing out. Ask me how I know. And then you got the bee's knees here, the lights themselves. So I'm gonna disconnect these. Here is usually what your lights are gonna look like. You're gonna have a roll or a spool, whatever you want to call it. Oh, see, this one does have it on there. It does have the sticky tape. Okay, that's weird, but anyways, usually you're only gonna have this 3-wire connection, and then this piece will get power, but it is what it is. I mean, it's super simple to set up. It's already plugged in anyways, but the way this works is this plugs in. Yeah, see, that's how you can tell these are cheap. Like all the little pins in there are all crooked. Oh well, just gotta kind of finesse it. There we go. So this is like your controller. This basically tells the lights what to do, and because this is RF, we don't have to see this. This can be completely hidden, tucked away. You don't have to see anything. This is your remote controller, which controls this part. So sometimes these are bigger, sometimes they're smaller, but they all do the same thing. So this one, you get your power right here. So let me go ahead and plug them in for you. Alright, so we got power to the plug. I'm going to plug them in and show you what happens. Look at that, that is magic. I could seriously leave them in this spool and watch this all day. So basically what it does now is it just kind of scrolls through all the patterns. You can speed it up, slow it down, hit auto. The first one I like is just kind of like the color flow, which is, you know, where it just kind of fades through each color. And it looks really, right now it doesn't look like too much because I only have a short amount out on my desk. But, you know, when you got the spread across, you know, a whole desk setup or like behind your TV or something, it really looks cool. Hit auto again. Then you get solid colors, of course: red, green, blue, yellow, peach, orangish, aqua blue, darker blue, purple or pink, teal, white, and then back to auto. So the cool thing about these is they're dirt cheap and they look so cool. You can spruce up anything with a set of these for 20 bucks or, you know, 25, whatever I paid. But hopefully in my video, you know, you guys kind of learned what to look for, you know, what's good and what's bad and whatnot like that. Oh, that's kind of cool. It like fills up as it goes. Hopefully I answered some questions you guys might have. I know they're it's once you learn the little bit you need to learn, it's not confusing, but all these different terms and pictures and stuff looks really daunting. You know, if you're like, I just want my room to change color, or, you know, I want some lights behind my desk or something. There you go. If you guys have any questions, go ahead, leave them below. I will link this kit that I bought in the description below, but Amazon, with these, they're hit or miss. Sometimes they'll be on there for years. Sometimes they'll be on there for a month before they change the ad. So if it's not available, go ahead and look up what I told you guys to look up, and you should be able to find something. If not, go ahead and leave comments below. Trying a lot harder now to, you know, actually read my comments, or not read them. I always read them, but trying to, you know, to actually take the time to respond and stuff like that. So, alright guys, if you like what you saw, go ahead and leave a thumbs up. I would appreciate it. If you like my channel, go ahead and subscribe. That would be awesome too. I think that's it. Have a good one.